Hi, Rev Rainbow here. Happy Valentine's Day. Today it gets me thinking about love, of course, and particularly this idea of self love and self care. And I was having a moment yesterday as I was driving into a meeting and just was kind of having some time for some contemplation and self reflection. And a couple of memories popped up, which really allowed me the opportunity to realize I had some space for letting go and practicing self forgiveness. Now, these memories were just little things. Like, for example, I had a memory of about 3 years ago of someone that came up to me and was excited to see me, and I hadn't seen them since they were much younger. And in that moment, I didn't honestly remember who they were, and I could feel their kind of disappointment in that moment when they were like, "Hi," and I was like, "Oh, wait, now remind me how I know you again." And something about her reaction I took on, and I made the meaning of it that I was somehow bad or wrong because I did not in that moment remember who she was and extend her the kind of greeting that she desired. And so these little things we often hang on to on some level. And as I was just in the space of contemplation and love, yesterday it popped up and I realized, wow, here is an opportunity to really move into a place of truly letting go and self forgiveness. And what I mean by forgiveness is really this idea of letting go of the meaning that we've made of things. So often something occurs in our life and then we make it mean something. And usually we make it mean something in a way of judging ourselves or making ourselves feeling bad or wrong, and thus continuing this cycle of shame or self doubt or unworthiness. And when we have the awareness and the opportunity to notice that we are making these meanings of things in our lives and making them mean something about who we are, that is where we can allow and ask for this divine experience, this practice of forgiveness to wash through us and to truly let it go. So in that moment when that memory popped up, I was like, am I somehow still holding on energetically, subconsciously, somewhere in my being to a meaning that I made about this and that I made about myself in that moment? And I was able to really realize, I can let this go. I can let this go. And how beautiful it is to practice self forgiveness as a way of practicing self love and self care. So as I'm moving into launching my self-care circle in a few weeks, I've really been contemplating what exactly is self-care, and not just self-care as in taking a bath and drinking a wonderful cup of tea, which are all wonderful things, but what does it mean to experience radical self-care on all levels of my being? And forgiveness is a truly powerful tool and a wonderful way to practice that, to practice that self-love and to truly care for ourselves by letting go of what no longer serves us, by letting go of any meanings that we have made of something in our lives that is just simply not the truth of who we are. So I invite you to check out my self-care circle where we explore various spiritual practices such as forgiveness as we move through the energetic bodies of the chakra system and get to practice forgiveness with various tools as well as affirmations and using prayer and meditation and energy work such as Reiki. So we've put together a wonderful program, a wonderful package of opportunities to really move into the space of radical self-care. And we're going to be creating a community where together we can share what's occurring in our lives, what's going on, share tips, share tools, share what works for us, and how we are really moving in this time in our world and all that's occurred in our lives in a space of remaining anchored in love, knowing that love is truly who we are and how we can apply that through self-care. So check out our self-care circle on revrainbow.com, and I am so excited to continue to explore this idea of self-care with you. revrainbow.com. Love to you.